Is doing well. I'm gonna do a read um on a Jamaican artist. And there and you guys, I want to say something. Um I should have did this video months ago, okay? Um because I seen months ago, okay? I'm going to do this read on Vybes Cartel. Okay, that is not his birth name. That is a name that was not given to him at birth. Okay. Um Hold on. Okay. He was born January 7th, 1976. His age is 48. And I seen he was born in Kingston, Jamaica. I see a lot with him. Okay. Um, and I seen this happening in the past. Okay. And now we're in the present and the future. Past, present, and future all playing out, right? I think he has 8 children. I'm not gonna name all his children. He had 2 spouses, okay, and he's with a new girl, okay. This new girl, he was just released from prison, okay. He did 13 years in prison in the Jamaican prison, okay. Um, Hold on. He was seen leaving the Jamaican prison alongside a woman, okay. Now this woman is not his wife, okay. This is a woman that was planted in his life, okay. Um Now let me go back, and this video is for entertainment purposes, but we're going to use discernment here. Because I'm getting a lot for Vybes Cartel. That's not his birth name, okay? We'll go to his birth name because I need to say his birth name. Calling on his ancestors. Show me what I need to see. I'm seeing a grandmom come forward. Okay? A grandmother. He was born, and I might be saying this wrong, okay? I hope you guys can hear me, okay? He was born Adidja Azim Palmer, okay? Adidja Azim Palmer, okay? I'm going to say this again. He was born January 7th. Whoo! I'm getting so much for him, you guys. So much. It's interesting because I can see his past life, okay? So he was born January 7th, 1976, better known as Vybes Cartel, as a Jamaican dance hall DJ. If any of you guys know about dance hall music, it's different from skanka music, okay? Among his various names, he's referred to World Boss or Techa, okay, Techa. He was featured in the Rolling Stones. He's a folk hero in the Jamaican community, okay? Think of him as Robin Hood, okay? Jamaica is not, it's a real bad part of, Kingston is a bad part of Jamaica, all right? But he was born in Portmore. Now this is going to get deep, okay? Now his music style is dancehall and reggae, okay? He's a singer, songwriter, record producer. He's been in the business since 1993 into the present. I feel like he's been in it a lot longer, okay? He has a lot of hits that are out. Dance Hall Hero, Rompin' Shop, The Summertime. There's a song that he sings that I really like. I can't remember the name of it right now, but it will come to me. But he's talking about Jah, okay? Jah is Yeshua, okay? Yeshua, okay? Now, it says he has been credited as a dance hall infused work of number of Western artists. He did music with Drake, and a lot of other artists. Now he was supposed to get life in prison In 2014, Cartel was sentenced to life imprisonment for the murder of his associate, Clyde Lizard Williams. Clyde Lizard Williams. Okay, Lizard was a nickname, okay? Cartel often released new music despite his imprisonment, having released over 50 new songs in 2016 alone. Okay. His conviction was squashed or overturned in March of 2024 by the UK. Now this is going to get interesting, okay? Stay with me because I'm going to tell you what I'm actually seeing. By the UK Judicial Committee of the something council, okay, who sees, okay, they're saying that it was misconduct and declared the Jamaican Court of Appeals. Now, the Jamaican courts are like the British, because the British colonized Jamaica. But this is about to get deep, okay? Now, his life and career. Palmer started his career as a teenager, okay? I see him as a little child just singing and dancing, and he was different, okay? He had a gift as a child, okay, a true gift. Now, he released the album with Buju Banton. Palmer was later part of a 3-member group, Vybes Cartel, keeping the name for himself after the group split up. While still a member of the group, he claims to have written nearly 30 songs, okay? He eventually became a prodigy of bounty killer, okay? And he rose to fame, okay? Now, Portmore is a country part of Jamaica, okay? Kingston is the capital of Jamaica, okay? Portmore is not, I want to say really country, but it's not a good area to grow up in. Certain parts of Portmore, okay? Now, I don't want to go deep in this, but he was convicted of murder, okay? They overturned his life sentence, okay? And I'm going to get into that why. Now, I do see sickness on him. I see he used to bleach his skin. I'm going to show you a picture of him. A lot of Jamaicans bleach their skin to be lighter. Even Africans do it because they were taught that their complexion is not good enough, okay? This is sad. This is something that has been passed down from generation to generation. They always thought that if you were lighter, you were better. Okay, that's not true. Okay, this is a slave mentality mindset. Okay, let me go back. Okay, what I'm seeing for Vybes Cartel, I'm going to tell you what I'm seeing for him. Now, there was a girl. He was married. He just got out. 13 years, okay? 13 years. I'm going to show you some more pictures of him. Everybody's talking about this in Jamaica, about Vybes Cartel. Also, before Vybes Cartel got out, Buju Banton got out, okay? And he came to America, okay? Now, I want to show you this. This is him before, and I'm going to show you him. When he came out of the prison, he had his face covered. Okay, I'm going to explain why. Okay. This is him before he went in. Okay, hold on. And I'm going to show you him when he came out. Now, when he came out of prison, okay, he was surrounded by this man and this lady. Okay, this lady met him while he was in prison. This is not his wife. This is a girl from overseas. Okay, I'm going to tell you what I'm picking up on her and why he had his face covered. His whole face is swollen. Okay, he's sick, you guys. I see his kidneys, and I see something in his blood. Okay, so um, he he is trying to stay alive. Okay, I believe they released him because he doesn't have much time left. Okay, so somebody appealed and said, "Look, we need to release Palmer, okay, because he doesn't have much time." I feel like his time is running out. I seen this on another artist from Africa. Hold on. Another artist that came out of Africa. I seen the same thing, okay? Now, it's interesting because I feel like before he went in Vybes Cartel, before he committed whatever he did, okay, murder, because that's what they're saying, he murdered. um I don't know much about him. um I listened to some of his songs, okay. um my brother was in the Jamaican music industry scene, okay. My brother has met him and many others, okay. Now, what's interesting is I feel like the woman he's with, let me pull her up, okay? So I see his kidneys, I see his heart. It's like his body is shutting down, okay? But it's not shutting down fast, it's shutting down slowly, okay? Um, and I feel like he knows that he's not going to be here long, okay? But this is interesting. He's going to fight, okay? Now, it did say he had 8 children, I think. Okay. He had 2 wives. And one, I feel like he's still married to one of them. Okay. Vybes Cartel's girlfriend. This girl wrote him, seduced him. She's not a Jamaican girl. This girl is I don't know where she's from. Okay. Hold on, you guys. I'm going to show you a picture of his girlfriend. She's definitely not Jamaican. Okay, her name is Sydney Orsurk. Okay, she's 32 years old, woman of Kurdish descent. Okay, was born in Turkey. She moved to the UK at a young age, and she has lived in London for over 29 years. Okay, I feel like she's a handler. Okay, she's definitely a handler, so he needs to be careful with this. She was planted in his life for a reason. This is her. And he feels like he owes her something, but he don't owe her nothing, okay? Let me show you a picture of her. So she's from Turkish, but she um grew up in London. That's her. I'm gonna go back to her picture because I want you guys to really look at her. What I was getting from her is handler. Okay, you gotta understand, like, handlers are everywhere in the industry. Not just American industry, Caribbean, African. I mean, they're everywhere. Um, it's crazy, but they're everywhere. I feel like Vybes Cartel is gonna see something in this girl, but I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna be too late for him to see it. Um, I feel like she wrote him. She sent him money. She pursued him. Okay, he didn't pursue her. Okay, she pursued him. Now I don't know if she comes from a family of wealth. I'm gonna show you her. This is her. Hold on, let me move this over so you guys can see her. This phone is acting funky. I'm trying to find a picture of her. I think this picture is of his mother and her. Okay, that's Vybes Cartel's. Hold on. mother, because that's what I'm picking up. And I'm seeing her mother. Okay. Her mother. So this is the girlfriend and this is Vibe Cartel's mother. I'm seeing her mother. Okay. What I'm being told is very interesting. So I'm going to hold on, let me go back. And then I'm going to go right into this read. I feel like he didn't grow up in Kingston. I feel like he grew up outside of Kingston for some reason. Um, it's saying that he was born and raised in the Waterford district of Jamaica. Cartel was only 12 years old when he released his first single. But I don't know why I feel like he has family in the countryside. Not just in Kingston. Okay. Now, I feel like where he grew up was like really bad area, but he has family in the country part. Now, there's a story about a woman. Her last name was Palmer. Okay, they call her the white witch of Rose Hall. Okay, her last name was Palmer. Okay, Palmer. Okay, the same as Vibe Cartels. What I'm getting is his handler in this life, okay, was with him in a past life. Okay, this is what I'm getting for Vibe Cartel. Okay, she found him in this life. Okay, she's not going to leave him alone. Okay, in his past life, this is very interesting. He was a slave in his past life. Okay, now there was a rebellion in Jamaica. Okay, this is what I'm seeing. There was a rebellion in Jamaica. I want to show you this picture. He's not doing good, you guys. There was a rebellion in Jamaica. Okay, in his past life. Okay, he was part of that rebellion. Okay, and this woman found him in this life. Okay. And I don't even know, I feel like when he met her, he felt like there was a connection, and there was a connection because she was with him in his past life. Okay. But roles were reversed in the past life. Okay. So he was a slave, right? And she was the master's daughter. Okay. That's what I'm getting. Okay. It was forbidden. Okay. He was murdered in his past life. Okay. Now, I was getting the Maroons and the Maroons from Africa to Jamaica. He comes from that bloodline. Okay, I don't know if he knows that, but he does. Okay, he comes from that bloodline. So I'm gonna go right into this read with him. I feel like the girl he's with now is the handler. I feel like he will come to America and he will see a doctor. And to make money off of him, they will clone him. Okay, this is what he used to look before he started bleaching his skin. Okay. So I feel like him and this girl had a past life together. Okay. She found him in this life. Okay. He was a slave in a past life. Okay. He was murdered in a past life because of this same girl. Okay. And this will happen again in this life. Okay. She is Turkish descent, but you can be from anywhere in past lives. Okay. He would work the fields in the past life. Okay. She was a slave master's daughter in a past life. Okay. I don't want to go into too deep who she exactly was, because she looks like her. Okay. If I show you a picture of who she was in her past life, you would be like, oh my goodness, okay? Because that was her in the past life, okay? I don't know if you guys ever heard of the White Witch of Rose Hall, okay? Um, I had family that worked on that plantation, okay? Um, family, okay? Family in Mobay, okay? Land in Mobay. My mother has land in Mobay, okay? My brother is from Mobay, okay? There was a white woman, okay, in Jamaica. Her name was Annie Palmer, okay? And Annie Palmer's story, because Annie Palmer's story has a lot to do with Vybes Cartel, okay? I'm going to tell you about Annie Palmer, okay? There is a legend and a story of a haunting in Jamaica. According to the legend, the spirit of a white plantation owner named Annie Palmer haunts the grounds of a Rose Hall, Montego Bay. Okay? Some people say they can still see Rose Hall. Okay? Well, not they call it Rose Hall, but Annie Palmer, they can see her ghost, her spirit, okay, on the plantation. Okay, she's still there, roaming around. Okay. Um, Now there's a story about Annie Palmer. Okay, a real deep story about Annie Palmer. According to the legend, the spirit of Annie Palmer haunts the grounds of Rose Hall Plantation near Montego Bay. The story states that she was born in Haiti to an English mother and an Irish father and spent most of her life in Haiti. When her parents died of yellow fever, she was adopted by a nanny who taught her witchcraft and voodoo. She moved to Jamaica and married John Palmer, owner of the Rose Hall Plantation. Annie murdered Palmer along with two other husbands and numerous male plantation slaves. Okay, one of those slaves was Vybes Cartel. He comes from the bloodline of the Palmers, which would be Rose Hall. Okay, Rose Hall in Montego Bay will be Annie Palmer's first husband. He comes from that bloodline. Okay. So Annie Palmer learned witchcraft and voodoo. Okay. She had a Haitian nanny, okay, that taught her this, okay, in Haiti, okay, because she was from France, okay. And she married a rich man that brought her to Jamaica, okay. Now, I want to talk more. So she was taught by this voodoo priestess, high priestess, okay? It was her nanny, like her mother. She was like her, Annie Palmer was like her daughter, okay? So she was taught witchcraft and voodoo, okay? She moved to Jamaica and married John Palmer. John Palmer is Vibe Cartel's descendant, okay? He has white descendants, okay? Yes, Vibe Cartels have a white descendant. He's related to John Palmer's family, okay? This is about to get deep, okay? He was the owner of Rose Hall. He brought Annie Palmer, okay, because that wasn't her last name, okay, until she married him, okay, John Palmer. He brought her to Jamaica, okay? So he was the original owner of that plantation called Rose Hall, okay? Annie was murdered. Okay, so let's talk about Annie's murder. There's a lot of stories, and I'm going to tell you a story that I was told as a little girl, okay? So she moved to Jamaica and married John Palmer, the owner of the Rose Plantation. Annie murdered Palmer along with two other husbands and numerous male plantation slaves. Later beginning murder herself by her slave. Okay, so there was a slave that actually murdered her. His name was Taco. Okay, a song about the legend called "Ballad of Annie Palmer" was recorded by Johnny Cash. Okay, Johnny Cash wrote a song about this witch of Rose Hall. Annie Palmer. Okay, Johnny Cash. Now, Johnny Cash owned the nearby Cinnamon Hill Great House. Okay, that is right by where Rose Hall Plantation is. Okay, so what I'm getting is Vybes Cartels, because his ancestors are showing me a grandmother. Okay, this would be his mother's mother. Okay, and his mother's mother. So this would be his grandmother and his great grandmother. Okay, what I'm seeing is they are descendants of John Palmer. Okay, um, and his past life he was a slave on this very plantation. Okay, now I feel like, okay, this is what I'm getting spiritually, psychically, that the girl that he met, okay, the girl that pursued him, the Turkish girl, okay, she pursued him. Why? Because they spent past lives together, okay, and she had him murdered in his past life and is going to have him murdered in this life, okay. She is his handler. She was sent to him, and she realized, okay, I knew him. There was something about him, because in a past life they had a relationship, but they weren't allowed to have a relationship. Okay. Um, and he was hung for this, murdered for this. Okay. I know this may sound crazy, but he's this descendant of John Palmer. Okay. They can actually do an ancestry, and this man, John Palmer, will be on his tree, his family tree. And John Palmer was a white man. Okay. He came from England. Okay. A white man that came from England. Okay. That bought this plantation. Okay. He was a plantation owner. Okay. But he is a descendant, Vybes Cartel, okay, is descendant of John Palmer. Okay. The white man that owned Rose Hall. Okay. So when I see his past life, because I see a couple people's past lives, I see past, present, and future. Okay. So Vybes Cartel is on his last breath. Okay. I'm not going to make this long. So what we're seeing is a sick man. Okay. Now, what they do is if he comes to America, okay, they will clone him. Okay. Um, Cloning is real. There's no cloning center in Jamaica at this time. Okay. Not that I know of. Okay. Canada, New York, I'm missing some other places. Clone Aid. Okay. So he is a descendant of John Palmer. Okay. So he was actually murdered on this plantation. Okay. If he goes on that property, okay, I don't know if he will remember the last time he exited out, okay, but he was murdered on this plantation, okay, because of the same girl, okay. But they came in not knowing each other. But when she was seeing him, she knew, like she started obsessing about him, okay, because she knew him from a past life. But he was murdered because of her in a past life. Okay. So she is his handler in this life. Okay. Now we can look up cloning. So I don't know. There's doctors that are over there. There's doctors here in the West, right? And there's Jamaican doctors. Okay. Now he can get care there. Normally in Jamaica, you have to pay to see a doctor. You have to pay for health care, you have to pay for education, you have to pay for everything. Okay. So I feel like she's going to tell him, let's go to America. Okay. I feel like this girl came from wealth. Okay. The girl he's with, his girlfriend. Okay. And if I tell you who she was in the past life and I put a picture of her in her past life and her now, you're going to be like, oh shit. Okay. You're gonna be like, oh shit. Okay. Yes, that was her in her past life. Okay. So clone aid. Okay, I'm not going to stay on this long. Okay, so Clone Aid is located, human cloning, okay? So they have to take the consciousness out, right? And put it into somebody else, okay? Um it's going to get deep. Okay, is it illegal to in the United States to clone a human? Federal law does not directly prohibit human cloning. Individual states have passed laws against cloning. Okay, so there's no law saying that. There's no federal law saying that you can't directly prohibit human cloning. Okay, we've seen this with Jamie Foxx. We're going to see this with Vibe Cartel. Now I want to say something to keep them alive, right? Because which we see is a physical body, a sick man in his physical body, right? But I'm seeing past the physical, his spiritual body. Okay, he's very sick. He's on his last breath. Okay, that's why he had the bandana over his face. I feel like I see the heart, I see the kidneys, okay, and the blood. Okay, so I feel like whatever he has or whatever they're saying he has is much worse than what they're saying. Okay. I see the two kidneys failing. Okay. They're giving him medicine just to keep him alive. Okay. Now, and I see the blood. Okay. So there's something inside his bloodstream. Okay. And it's spreading fast. Okay. His heart. The reason why I say his heart. Okay. Vybes Cartel grew up in a home. Okay, where they talked about they had faith. Okay, even though there was chaos going on around them, they still had faith. Okay, and Vybes Cartel, if you're watching my video, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, you always had, your family always had faith. They always had faith in you. Okay, you were special. Okay, I feel like, I don't know how many children that his mother has, but I'm seeing 4 children. Okay, I could be wrong. He was different. Okay, he came in with a true gift, a gift to sing, a gift to dance. Because I keep seeing this little boy dancing. Okay, um, but this little boy is a man. Okay, this man had to make choices in his life. Okay, he had to make choices of what path he wanted to go down. Okay, I feel like I feel like before he went to prison, he was offered something. Okay, a contract. Okay, Vybes Cartel wouldn't sign that contract. Okay, he would not sign it. um they talk about contracts that they have to sign in the Illuminati. Okay, I feel like he was offered a contract and he didn't sign that contract. Okay, um not just the murder of somebody else's life. Okay, there was a contract he did not sign. Okay, um so let me look up where Clone Aid is. So if he comes to the United States, and I would tell him, there's actually a Clone Aid in the Bahamas. I did not know this. A human cloning organization registered as a company in the Bahamas, founded in 1997. Um, I did not know that. He's already in the Bahamas. Okay, he's right by there. Um, Biotechnology. Okay. Um, so he can just get on the boat, on a plane, and go straight there. Okay. Um, I feel like they will clone him. Okay. Wow. This might even be the clone center that he might be going to. They're going to, is a pioneer in human cloning. Oh, I did not know this. It's in the Bahamas. I'm going to show you. Cloning. Damn. So it's a biotechnology, founded in the Bahamas in 1997. Oh man, I'm shocked. Okay, so if he goes, I remember I did a video on who's that video I did on I could see his past life too. It was a rapper, XX Extension. Okay, I seen all his lives, okay, in front of me, his past, present, and future. Okay, and that's the same thing I see with Vybes Cartel. Okay, so there is a clonade close by in the Bahamas since 1997. Okay, wow. I wonder if there's a connection with Epstein Island. Wow, this is crazy. So if they keep him alive, um, they can still make money off of him. Okay. Now I want to say something. They have been cloning babies. They have been cloning people. I'm being shown a guy that is a prophet. I don't know why. An alien prophet. I mean, these people are just. I mean, these people are crazy out here. You know, it's interesting that they take a lot of rappers and they clone them. Okay, celebrities. It's interesting because there was a video on another rapper. He was out of Florida. And this is not an XX Extension. This is another one. Kid Buddy or something. He was actually cloned. Okay. He was actually saying his clone number and everything. Okay. People were like laughing, like he's crazy. What is he talking about? I mean, he was cloned. He even knew his clone number and he even know how many times he was cloned. And people are like laughing at him, like, oh, he's just crazy. You know, he's telling you he was cloned and how many times he was cloned and that he realized that he was a clone. Okay. Because a lot of people that are cloned don't even know they have clones out there. Okay. A lot of you guys don't even know you're clones yourself. Okay. Unless you see somebody come down a live feed and they look just like you, act like you have the same mannerism as you and everything, you wouldn't even know. Okay. So there is a clone aid in the Bahamas. Let me see if I can find it. Wow. There's one in Canada. Okay, clonate centers. Okay, what I'm seeing is his ancestors are fighting for him spiritually. Okay. His grandmother and his great grandmother. He has some strong ancestors. Okay. This is spiritual. What he's going through is spiritual. Okay. They will still try to make money off of him. Cloning centers. They will still try to make money off of him. See, like Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson was murdered, so they still can make money off of Michael Jackson. They'll make more money if he was murdered than he was alive. With Vibe Cartel is they'll make more money if he's alive. Okay. I did not know all these clonades were these clone centers were so there's more clone centers. There's Bahamas, um, Canada, clone aid headquarters. I'm also seeing a Dutch country. Okay, Dutch. Um, the company types are private, I guess. California's it's the headquarters. Um, okay, so clone aid, human cloning center. I mean, people don't even believe this is real, but this is real. So he's right by a clone center. Okay, so he needs to be very careful that he don't get cloned because I see them cloning him in the future. Um, so if it happens, he won't even know he's a clone. Okay. Wow. He's gonna be fighting like Kanye. Um, this is sad. Okay, he's gonna be fighting um to come back to himself. Okay. Oh wow, this is deep. Okay, I don't want to stay on this long. This is what I'm getting for Vybes Cartel. I guess he goes live on his TikTok for the first time. You could tell his face is very swollen, his eyes. He's very sick man. And she's just there like, you know, it's interesting because I see her past life, okay? She is Annie Palmer in a past life. This girl, okay? And I know I sound crazy, but she is. She is a reincarnation of Annie Palmer, okay? In a past life. Wow. This girl is a handler. He needs to be very careful. I feel like she's gonna say come to America. So if we hear anything about him coming to America, it's for him to get care. But I feel like that is where they would take the opportunity and clone him. Okay, you guys. This is a video that I got on Vybes Cartel. Wow. This girl is a reincarnation of Annie Palmer. Annie Palmer was the White Witch of Rose Hall. Okay. Now I don't know if this girl visit Rose Hall, okay? But she would remember, okay? I don't feel like this girl is good for him. I feel like she was put in his life for a reason because they knew each other in past lives. So she was obsessed with getting back with him in this life because she couldn't have him in this life, okay? Now, I never seen a picture of the slave that actually killed Annie Palmer. Okay, I think his name was Tico. That's the story of Rose Hall. Uh, the story of Rose Hall. Let me go because there's so many different stories of Rose Hall. The one I grew up learning was Annie Palmer fell in love with a slave guy, one of the slave guys, because she would torture them and rape them and everything. She would have sex with them. Um, and the guy fell in love with Annie. The guy fell in love with a slave girl, and Annie Palmer did not like that. Okay, so she had him, the slave girl, killed, and the slave girl's father wound up killing her in her sleep. She is Annie Palmer. Okay, I'm gonna put a picture of her and a picture of Annie Palmer. Okay, this was her in her past life. This is her, Annie Palmer, John Palmer's wife. She murdered all her husbands. I think she had 3 of them. And she murdered so many slaves, women, slaves, male slaves. I mean, she would torture them. This woman was very sick woman, the White Witch of Rose Hall. The girl that came in this lifetime is the one he's with now, his handler. This is her. So there's a story. I think his name is Teco. Maybe I'm saying it wrong. He actually murdered her in her sleep. Okay. He wanted revenge because he killed the slave girl that he fell in love with, and he could not be with her because Annie did not want that. Okay. So I would put a picture of her up, and let me find, hold on. They look just alike. It is so crazy, you guys. When his grandma was showing me, I was like, this gotta be a joke. This can't be real. I have the book of Rose Hall, the book of Annie Palmer. My friend, she's like my sister, used to work on the plantation. Showing people around on the plantation. It's still there. I think it's owned by like American now. I'm trying to find a picture of her by herself. I will find that close up of her by herself, and I will put that picture up. She is Annie Palmer in a past life, okay? She came back in looking for Vybes Cartel, okay? Um, Now I don't know if Vybes Cartel was the one that actually killed her. Tico, okay? So let me go to Um, I'm seeing a dark skinned guy. He was a slave. Okay. I'm seeing ripped clothing. Um, and he used to work the fields. Okay. She was obsessed with him in the past life and still obsessed with him in this life. She found him. Okay. So, who killed Annie Palmer? Maybe I'm saying his name wrong. I mean, this is stranger than fiction. You guys. They call her the white witch of Rose Hall. And it's crazy because the girl practices witchcraft. Okay. Yeah, she practices witchcraft. Okay. She thinks she's a witch. Yeah, because that's what she did in her past life. Okay. A slave. Okay. She moved to Jamaica. This is about Annie Palmer. Okay. The girl that's dating Vybes Cartel is actually Annie Palmer in the past life. Okay. So Annie Palmer moved to Jamaica and married John Palmer, which would be Vybes Cartel's family. Okay. Owner of Rose Hall Plantation, Annie murdered Palmer along with two husbands and numerous male plantation slaves. Later being murdered herself by a slave named Tico. A song about the legend was recorded by Johnny Cash. Okay, wow. And I will show you a picture of Annie Palmer and the girl. They look just alike because that's who she was in a past life. She was Annie Palmer. She don't know it, but I'm telling you, she was Annie Palmer. Um, and Vybes Cartel is the descendant of Annie Palmer's first husband, and Vybes Cartel was actually a slave on that plantation with Annie Palmer. Okay. This is crazy. Is Vybes Cartel the slave Tico? Okay, I don't know. Okay, it would make sense if that was the case, because Tico killed Annie Palmer in her sleep. Because she killed the slave girl that Tico fell in love with. So he waited for her to go to sleep, and then he wound up killing her. Okay, it makes sense. So she come back in this life and she wants revenge. Vybes Cartel. Vybes Cartel, if you're watching my video, you need to do an ancestry test so you know that I'm not lying, that I am the real deal and I'm telling you the truth, okay? You need to be very careful who's around you. You need to lean on your mother. You need to lean on your true family. Um, and be careful when you go into the hospital for care, because you might not make it out. If you do, you're not going to be yourself. You're going to be cloned. And I know it sounds crazy, but you will be cloned. Um, so this is a reading I got on Vybes Cartel. I will put a picture up of Annie Palmer and the girl he's actually seeing now. That's who she was in her past life. I couldn't believe it when I seen it. Okay, I was just like, "Is this Annie Palmer?" Okay, yes, it was Annie Palmer. Okay, because I've seen Annie Palmer in books. She still roams. She still roams Rose Hall. Okay, she's buried on that plantation. This is her tomb. Okay. And my sister, I'm gonna call her my sister because she's my sister. She's watching my video from Jamaica. She used to have to wear this outfit to show the guests around. Okay. Um she's probably in one of the pictures of Rose Hall. That's why I'm looking, because I know she's probably in one of the pictures. Um, she used to give tours. and tell the story and the history. If you ever go to Jamaica, visit, and a lot of people go to Montego Bay, Rios, Rios, Montego Bay. Hold on, this phone's acting weird. Oh, this phone is acting weird. Okay, they go to a lot of tourist places. Now my phone is frozen. There it goes. Oh man. Vybes Cartel needs prayers. He comes from a bloodline of Maroons, true Maroons, that landed in Jamaica. You gotta understand, they were fighters. They were warriors. Okay. Since children, they were fighters and warriors. They knew how to fight. The women did. The men did. There's a story about a lady that freed the slaves in Jamaica. Her name is, they call her Nanny. Okay. Um, and he comes from a bloodline of warriors. Okay. True warriors. Vybes Cartel comes from a bloodline of warriors. Okay. Um, that escaped slavery, but he was taken out in slavery. Um, and they were known as the Maroons. Okay. The girl that he's dating is the reincarnation of Annie Palmer. Okay. I couldn't believe it when I seen her. I knew right away. Okay. You guys, this is Jennifer Felix. Hit the like button. 51:44 on the clock. Subscribe to my channel. I hope you guys like this video. You guys. Vybes Cartel. If you come across my video or somebody sends you my way, be careful of the people that are around you. You still can be saved. These people don't have your best interests at heart. I feel like he's at a crossroad. Okay. Now he needs to choose which path he's going to go. Okay. Because, and he needs to choose wisely. Okay. All right, you guys. This is Jennifer Felix. Bye.